There's just something about hunting Hirschfelden with lever-action rifles that just feels like it was meant to happen, but when I think of it, I don't necessarily consider hunting European bison with the 4570, but that seems to be exactly what we are doing here. I believe that should have been a lung shot, although I'm surprised to see he's not dropping. He started to. I'm not sure if the 4570 is that weak. I guess we're gonna go and find out, but while this server is early morning, I wanted to actually go after bison and get a chance to take one out. I've noticed in the comments of some recent videos that you guys seem to like that we switch up our loadout in pretty much every hunt, and I'm glad to see you guys enjoy that as much as I do, and I thought it was time to really dust off some weapons that have been sitting around for a while in the 4570 and 3030. Now that is a vital organ hit, so I guess it is just the fact that the bison are so big, and the 4570 is, at least in Call of the Wild, a kind of smaller caliber. Both shots were into the lungs, so I'm glad we at least made good shots there, and it's good to know, and at least now with the render glitch being fixed, it's not a real issue to maybe take a shot like that and risk the bison running for quite some distance. This is just such a cool area to do this. We're kind of just calling some red deer stags out into the open. I'm not sure, because I'd only seen the one. They're both pretty much the same size, but just right through the sun rays and stuff. We don't often call red deer to begin with, but it was a perfect area to try to do it, and I think of all the species on this map, it might be the perfect one to try to take with the 4570. So because of that, we'll actually go ahead and try to take both. Now you may have noticed we've kind of changed clothes for this hunt, because if we are going to be hunting with rifles, it's of course good practice to hunt with blaze orange clothing on, and not only can we do that in the game, we can also do that in real life with the merch, and a lot of you guys were asking about the 12 hats, and because they were only offered in the camo, maybe you wouldn't be able to wear them during the rifle seasons, and now that we have them in the orange with the black 12, you can check that out in the link in the description if you're wondering about that. So that's there along with the other stuff if you want to look at it in the description below. Now we're not going to be hunting only with rifles today, although it's going to be the primary form of hunting. Well, one of the reasons that I chose Hirschfelden is the fact that we do have the European rabbits here, and I still do want to fill that one platform with either a rabbit or a duck or something taken with the hawk edge bow. And again, to clarify maybe for anyone that hasn't seen it, it's a platform in a hallway of all bow kills, except for one that I just haven't gotten an extra bow kill for, so unfortunately, melanistic for European rabbits are quite common, although maybe a melanistic gold we would put there for now. I really want to get a diamond or maybe one of the proper rares, I think leucistic or albino for them. Now seeing that, I wish earlier the couple of red deer that we called in, that this guy would have been one of them. Like, seeing that rack coming through those rays of sun would have been really, really nice, but I think that should be a lung hit. I was going for heart with the broadside angle, but it's going to bring him down, and one thing that I'm actually quite excited for is this is the first time in quite a while that we're hunting Hirschfelden not actually worried about a diamond fox, so maybe we're going to have a little better experience not trying to be just in areas where we might find one. And I mean, admittedly, this is an area I would have gone to try to find a diamond fox. This is the spot where we had both Hirschfelden trolls. But anyway, a nice 198 scoring level 7 red deer. This is one of my favorite level 7 racks. Not a bad looking stag, and hopefully we can continue to get animals that size or better. I do want to get some use out of the 3030 today, and even though we could shoot the fallow deer with the 4570, I think we'll try to mostly use the 3030, so it's about 150 meters. It's definitely an underpowered weapon to try this, but actually back in the day, and I don't think like the resilience of fallow deer has changed, the 3030 or the 243 were really the only two options to take one down effectively. I guess those or the bow, but at this point I think it would have been the bow with like 300 grain arrows. There was a time when blacktail and fallow were really tough diamonds to get just because of the weapons that were required to take them down, so I guess a bit of a throwback to actually having to use the 3030. I'm curious if anything interesting is going to come out of here. I think it's all does, unfortunately. I mean, really didn't go that far. About 75 meters according to the map, and it was just a single lung shot, so if we were to get through to double lung, which I'm not so sure you could, it definitely wouldn't be that bad. If I remember right, by the time we got our first diamond fallow back on the old system, we ended up using the Mosin, So I'm not sure we ever had to take a diamond with the 243 or 3030. At some point I do want to get back to the fallow grind over on Aurora actually, and pretty much try to get a different rare than we have. So we have 2 albinos that are gold and then the 1 diamond. I'd really like to get a piebald or melanistic gold, but maybe if we run into another diamond, we could try to use one of those weaker caliber weapons. With the opportunity to use the 3030 a bit more, I think we might go ahead and try to take at least one, if not both of these red fox. That must have been right in the vertebrae, unfortunately. We are zeroed a little further than they were, so that sort of makes sense. That's going to be a little bit better. I'm actually not sure with the 3030. I know, like, some of the weapons do have a slower moving bullet. Like, for instance, the 470 is kind of like that. I don't know if the 3030 would be slower than the 243. In theory, it probably should be. But I guess at that range, there wouldn't be that big a difference. And it did feel like it would have hit about the same as the 243 on the one that we dropped there. So that one was double lung. And then this one would have been, yeah, straight in the vertebrae. Unfortunately, both females. A lot of times, foxes travel in a pair with 1 male and 1 female, but no such luck there. There was the time this may have been the best red deer lake on the entire map. And I do remember there being a number of European bison there as well, but I don't think there were ever this many. And by the way, it's this one here in Jonsdorf, where I think we actually had our first diamond red deer, but for now, even though he sort of did a weird twitch when we shot, we're just kind of taking out another level 3 bison, and I think one with a decent chance of being a level 3 gold. I do think because he sort of twitched forward when we shot, we didn't get a vital, so we'll have to try to kind of sidestep him and get along when he runs by. Luckily, he should be charging to the point where we shot him from. Rocky's trying to let us know there's something going on, but luckily this one was kind of obvious. That is a lung shot, but of course, we saw earlier, it's going to take a while to bring him down with the 4570. But after all that, we did actually manage a gold, a 189, where gold is 181, so we didn't have as good a chance as I thought. I thought gold was somewhere in the 170s, but we were just kind of to the right. I'm surprised we didn't go through a lung here, but we just barely missed the heart. I wonder if we were lined up good for it if he didn't have that like little twitch, and a lot of animals have it since the recent update. I hope they fix that sometime soon, because it can be a little annoying, and you know, a species where maybe they're not going to charge you, or if the shot would actually bring them down with a flesh hit, that could cost you a diamond or like the score on a rare or something. It's so tough to tell in there, but I'm pretty sure that would be a melanistic European rabbit again, and this time it's a level 2 with a decent estimate, so kind of coming full circle here. We'll have to try to scoot in a little bit closer since we don't have the range finding site today, but as I mentioned, if we could get a gold one, I think I'd be happy to take that with a bow and at least have it as like a temporary kind of place in the lodge there. Better than a random 22 shot diamond duck, I guess. The hardest part might be just locating it again, I think. I heard one kind of hopping like left to right, but I just simply do not see the melanistic one, unless that's it. I don't think it is. We do actually have the 22 today. It might be. I think it is. So if we can even just zero for 20, it's right at that range. As long as it stays there, maybe we can get that. It's really tough to see, but as long as that was the right one, which now that I think of it, that might not have been a good idea, because if that's the wrong one, they're all going to kind of disappear into the burrows, but it does look awfully melanistic to me, so I think we are good there. And I know that they need like 1.9 to be gold, but a lot of the 1 to 2 kg estimates have a solid chance of that, and he is exactly 1.9 and 1.93 weight, so he might be a little above the minimum for gold, but you know what? I think that is going to be a pretty good way to at least get rid of the last non-bow kill in that hallway. I'm pretty sure everything in there is a diamond, and probably to kind of keep up that theme, the maybe long-term kill that we put in there should probably be a diamond as well, but quite honestly, having a rare in there to kind of change it up is going to be pretty cool. So I think on that note, we're going to go back to the trophy lodge and take a look at that. I just looked at this. The first addition to this hallway was a European bison that we took with the bow back in March of 2020. So like 16 months till we finally had the last proper addition to the bow hallway. And I like just having the hawk edge sitting here. I think it's supposed to be facing the other way though. Like not this other way. I'm pretty sure it should be vertical on there. I swear it used to be, and then I don't know, some update sort of has them, I'm pretty sure, kind of sideways. But anyway, that's got this hallway all as trophies taken with the hawk edge bow, and I think that's pretty cool, even though I would like to get a diamond over there eventually. Nice to get out of Hirschfelden really for a rifle hunt, and properly have that hallway at least as all bow kills now. And again, in general, good to get out of Hirschfelden and go for a hunt once again. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.